My name is Amy Sikarskie. I'm a wife, a mother, a woman, a student of life, and my training includes being a licensed vocational nurse, a certified hypnotherapist, a Reiki master, practitioner, teacher. I'm also certified with the Forsyth Crystal Light Bed, and I've received training as a medium and an angel card reader and intuitive.
So a good friend of mine that I trust implicitly and who I confide in when I'm having any kind of issues shared her name, referred me in to Amy. So that was how I found her to begin with. So I've had just an ongoing sort of lifelong struggle with anxiety. Takes different shapes and forms at different stages of my life. And at the point that I confided in this good friend of mine who had previously seen Amy, I was at a space where panic attacks were sort of coming more regularly. I just wasn't feeling safe in my own body.
I definitely never felt any judgment from Amy. It was, it's interesting because one of the things that she was telling me when I was asking all of my questions of something that's going to happen in the future, it could be perceived as something that a lot of people would look at me negatively for. And I mentioned that, and it almost kind of surprised Amy, because she's so non-judgmental that it didn't even occur to her that somebody else could see this scenario play out and think anything negative about it. Just a very accepting of the way that the universe plays out. And so you just feel very comfortable sharing whatever you need to share, or getting any messages that you need to get, because you don't feel like it's getting filtered through a layer of judgment getting added to it.
What brought me to this type of healing was that I had 3 surgeries in 4 months, and the last surgery, the diagnosis was cancer. It was a very rare cancer. And I chose not to take any chemo and wanted to do an alternative healing, but didn't know what to do. So I searched alternative healing and came up with Reiki, came up with Amy's name. Couldn't search more into it at the time, so I got off the internet, came back to look for her, and couldn't find her. So for several more times, I kept saying, please, if this is meant to be, I need to find her, and I did. So I called and scheduled an appointment.
So when I drove up and rang the doorbell and she opened the door, there was an immediate connection. I felt like I saw light, and that feels really good when you're looking to talk to someone that is going to help you find safety and light within yourself. So it felt really nice. It was a nice surprise. I told myself a story about what might happen, what it might be like, and it was so much better. It was in fact, I've had a hard time describing not just that first encounter with Amy, but every meeting thereafter, every session thereafter, because the experience itself just won't lend itself to vocabulary.
The first time I went to see Amy, I didn't know what to expect. I saw her picture, and of course she's very loving and warm. And I knew I was going to keep an open mind. That was very important if I was going to get the best out of my session. Meeting her, it was no problem. I just thought I was going to get a hands over the body type massage, and that was it. And it turned out that after I was really relaxed, the energy came in very strong with her, and I didn't understand what was going on, but it wasn't bad, it was good. So as the energy came in more, that's when things really surfaced as far as the emotions and the pain, which helped me get through a lot that very first session. and she charged my body up, which was great. That's exactly what I needed. And that's what kept me coming back.
So, the theory of sound healing is that all of our energy centers function at a specific vibration or frequency. So, we have 7 major chakras, and each chakra spins at a specific wavelength or frequency. And with the sound healing, that specific note or tone balances that chakra, flushing out any loose toxic debris, low vibrations, or stagnant energy, and really gets it spinning and feeling like it needs to flow appropriately. And if you picture it like a top that might be wobbling, as the sound hits it, it vibrates it back into alignment, into balance. And if each chakra is balanced, then the whole system becomes balanced. Thus, when a chakra is balanced and strong and cleansed, the flow of energy is able to go in and out of the chakra, thus supporting the entire energy body or the auric field. And that's our sense of empowerment and strength and feeling healthy. A strong, healthy, cleansed auric field is perfect for a strong, healthy mind, body, spirit, emotions, a heart, all of the aspects that create and support us as a human here on earth, with our spiritual self into the physical body.
Well, I had gone through a major health crisis, and I needed a lot of healing work on my body. And taking classes with her, I knew she was an amazing healer. So I came to her for healing of my own body, and she's done amazing work for me. I had a few amazing regression sessions with her. At the same time that I was going through physical healing, I was experiencing a divorce. And she was able to take me back to help me understand the reason that my husband and I had come together initially, but also why we needed to separate, why it was best for my emotional healing. And it helped me understand the whole process of the many lives that he and I had had together, and why this life we finally were able to achieve peace.
So even though initially I went to Amy for one thing, since I've been seeing her now for, I guess, over a year, and I've seen her several times, it's interesting, as she was helping me sort of connect these dots and peel back my layers and find my light and get centered and all these beautiful things, I started opening myself up to more gifts. As individuals, we all have these natural skills and abilities, and we all have a metaphysical side to us. So when I started experiencing these things, what was so neat was Amy was helping. I felt like my guides and certain spirits and angels were coming through, and she helped me sort of define what that was like. She helped me connect with them. They were trying to deliver a message, but at the time I wasn't at a place where I could quite pick it up yet, or I couldn't quite make out what was trying to be delivered. And she was able to sort of put it all into focus for me. And the more she did that, it was like she was giving me the tools and assisting me in connecting my own vibration to higher frequency so that I could become my own healer.
I love the work that I do. When I stepped into this work, I asked Spirit, God, my higher self, the universal consciousness, whatever you would like to call source energy, to bring me those clients that would be a good fit and clients that I could help. And consistently, time after time, as I meet a new client and they walk through the door, I find that there's a connection. And I just love working with those who are ready to move forward and to heal themselves. And on their own personal path, they've received their own inner guidance, or through a series of synchronicities, or maybe a referral. This is how they find me. And so once they walk through the door, they're in a space of surrender and a space where they are ready to open up and just let the energy heal and release and go within, also taking accountability for where they are and making a step in the right direction for a life change, a change that comes from within.
I didn't know that I could be as deep of a person as I am. I didn't know there was as much depth to me. I didn't know that I had this soul inside that was so loving and nourishing. I can just connect with this part of me that I didn't know existed and receive this well of love come up inside, this deep level of acceptance of myself, love for myself that just changes the way I see me, the way I see everybody around me, and my connection with everybody. And it makes a difference. I don't depend on the acceptance and love of other people. I now give it to myself first.
Anytime you go through any kind of growth, spiritual growth, this is about cleansing your mind, opening your heart, allowing yourself to recognize your divinity, your worth, feel her working on you and the guides that she has and the angels that are working with her.
We know that crystals can be programmed. So in a session, each bowl is there with an intention and a purpose, and they're programmed to assist that client and go in with each chakra and help balance or release a specific issue or blockage. Each bowl's tone goes to the chakras, so I will play. Often I'll play just from the root up to the crown, but sometimes, depending on the intricacies of the situation at hand, I'm guided to go from a different bowl to a different bowl, perhaps to release a connection of the heart and the mind, a block, or the throat and the sacral chakra. So this is a way that intuitively guided, I can go in and assist. And these bowls are amazing. They offer the support to the client through this vibration. This vibration comes in through the aura, cleansing it, hits the chakras, vibrates it, spins it, and just leaves the client feeling whole and pure, very relaxed. One other beautiful aspect of these bowls is that they drop the client's brain waves down into that alpha and theta space, the same space we go when we're in deep meditation or prayer or hypnosis, where the mind can be cleansed and sometimes thoughts will come up to be released, or sometimes through that quiet space they receive some internal guidance or some guidance from the divine, from the energy around them. So the whole session is very beautiful, very relaxing, and very therapeutic. So it really helps to bring a sense of inner calmness with some strength, a knowing of who I am and why I'm here, what is my path and purpose. Why am I in this situation? Is this the correct situation? Should I leave the situation, or is there something to be healed here? All of these questions in life that people might have really can wear them down, taxing their energy, creating anxiety, depression, mental fatigue, physical fatigue. So there's a lot that can be assisted, energetically speaking, through all of the services, through just a sound healing session, or if we wanted to get deeper, a reading or a regression, a connection with their higher self and guides. A lot of life questions can be answered with the services that I offer.
So before I went to Amy, I was ready to call it quits because I felt so alone. During the first session, I felt so good. Like I said, I felt like I was 20 years old. I felt like as if I had never been sick. And that gave me plenty of hope. So then I knew that the best thing for me to do was to continue, and that it wasn't going to be a quick journey. It was going to take some time. The first time I went to see Amy, I didn't know what to expect. I saw her picture, and of course she's very loving and warm. And I knew I was going to keep an open mind. That was very important if I was going to get the best out of my session. So meeting her, it was no problem. I just thought I was going to get a like a hands over the body type massage, and that was it. And it turned out that after I was really relaxed, the energy came in very strong with her, and I didn't understand what was going on, but it wasn't bad, it was good. So as the energy came in more, that's when things really surfaced as far as the emotions and the pain, which helped me get through a lot that very first session. And she charged my body up, which was great. That's exactly what I needed. And that's what kept me coming back. I felt very comfortable with her because there are a lot of people that I don't feel comfortable with. And when I picked up immediately that I was comfortable with her, I just knew that she was the one for me, which was important for me because I don't trust a lot of people at first. It takes time. And for me to know that, first off with her, helped me to get the better effect of the modalities that she offers.
So if you're seeing this, you might be looking for something very specific in a healing experience.
There is a reason why you're here.
There's probably something you're dealing with or struggling with that you're needing peace about, that you're needing healing for. I highly recommend that you seek out Amy or somebody who does this type of work because it is unbelievable what it can do for you and how it can change your life.
This is something for everyone, for anyone, whether you're a man, a woman, a child, an elderly person.
If anything, for yourself, please take the next step and do whatever you feel most comfortable with. Like I said, with the baby step, do one little thing at a time, and you will then know what the next step will be.
And if that is the case, I can't recommend anyone more highly than I recommend Amy to guide you through your first energy healing experience, whatever that might look like. My heart knew that it was all going to be okay and what it wanted and what it was looking for, but there were so many stories in my head, old stories, things that I came to this experience with, and so I would say don't let any of that stop you from getting what you need out of this experience.